shining. Every moment means more here, creating a significance and unpredictability that amplifies the experience for both the drivers and fans alike. Don't miss the 67th running of the Daytona 500 on Sunday, February 16th at Daytona International Speedway. Your chance to win tickets now at realradio.fm/contests. For ticket information on the 2025 Daytona 500 and Speed Weeks presented by Advent Health, log on to www.daytona500.com or call 1-800-PIT-SHOP.
These days, everything in Orlando costs more. But a single line at Verizon doesn't. Get one line for as low as $50 per month when you switch and bring your phone. So, while coffee is definitely costing more, here at Verizon, you can save. And dinner for two has gotten pricey. Verizon, less pricey. Kissimmee rent, that's not coming down. But Verizon, down. One line for just $50 a month. That designer Golden Doodle, so much more. But Verizon, a fair bit less. Even a good old tried and true hamburger will cost you more. But with Verizon, the same tried and true service is now just $50 per month for a single line on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Point is, in a world that is always costing more, you can get more for less right now at an Orlando Verizon store. $15 promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G, 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
If you have high blood pressure and chronic kidney disease, you may be eligible to participate in a study. More treatment options are needed for people with CKD and high blood pressure. That's why the Bax Duo Arctic study is researching a potential new treatment option to lower blood pressure and slow CKD progression. All participants will receive active study medication during their time in the study. Visit ckdtrial.com to learn more and see if the study may be right for you. That's ckdtrial.com.
2025s are here. It's the model year-end event at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Check out the bold and colorful new 2025 Kicks or used cars from $8,968. And your credit problems are no problem at Sutherland Nissan Orlando, home with a lifetime warranty, plus tax and fees with approved credit.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Jay, why is auto insurance so expensive? I need to get insured, but I need a better solution.
Vic, you should call Acceptance. Acceptance had better rates, better options, and better customer service than my previous company. Acceptance was just better. They did all the work comparing different plans and found me the best payment options that fit my budget.
Really? Do you have their number?
800-606-7049. 800-606-7049.
Why pay more? Acceptance Insurance has offices in your neighborhood, and one call to Acceptance could save you up to 30% on your car insurance. 800-606-7049. Let Acceptance work better for you. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049. Acceptance Insurance. We shop, you save. Restrictions apply based on a Q1 2024 study of Acceptance Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number L012994.
Proud to be a donation site for Toys for Tots.
This November, give thanks for the gift of clear vision with a free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. They've been serving Central Florida for over 30 years, helping thousands see life in high definition. Don't let poor vision blur your holiday memories. Simply text 1041 to 868686 today and take advantage of their 24-month interest-free financing. Schedule your free consultation now and you could be seeing clearly by Christmas. The Filatowski Eye Institute, bringing Central Florida into focus for over 3 decades. Text 1041 to 868686 for your free LASIK consultation now.
Black Friday is coming, and there's something for the adults who love the coolest toys, too. Bartesian is the premier cocktail maker that makes over 60 cocktails. At the push of a button, make bar-quality cosmopolitans, martinis, Manhattans, and more. All in just 30 seconds, all for $100 off. Shake your phone and get $100 off when you spend $400 site-wide through Cyber Monday. Yes, you heard me correctly. Pick up your phone and shake it for $100 off.
It's always a good time for donuts, so indulge in Shipley Donuts. Fresh-made donuts in delicious flavors from classic glaze to the Oreo cookie top treats, crafted with quality ingredients. Catering and online ordering is available. Visit Shipley Donuts, now open in Orlando on South Cimarron Boulevard.
Get up to 50% off New South Windows and Doors. Visit our showroom on November 16th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for 40% off. Want that extra 10% off? Show your U.S. military ID or bring a Toys for Tots donation. Visit newsouthwindow.com/50 for details.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, deposit, DEPOSIT, deposit. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little. Are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Thursday edition of The Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. We get loaded up today, guys. Man, do we have a lot to get to this afternoon. We'll get you caught up on what's happening in the world. We'll do that at 3:20 with JCS News. 3:40, it's the Froggers football forecast. We'll make our picks so that we can give away a $25 gift card next week. 4 o'clock, date night done right with our friend Danny Meyering from Orlando Date Night Guide. No Glenn Clausman today. He is on the road, so no Colbert Court. We'll get with him next week. 5 o'clock hour stack. Haley Carter's going to join us. She's the VP of Soccer Operations and the GM for Orlando Pride. She's also the one that engineered getting those 100 players out of Afghanistan.
Oh, my goodness.
Which is a unbelievable story, by the way. Also, welcome to Rockville. Dell Williams will be on with us to talk about who is going to be playing this year, or next year, I should say, at Welcome to Rockville for trivia. We have TSO tickets, Central Florida International Auto Show tickets. We'll end it up with, you heard it here first, your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long, plus 4 opportunities for you to win $1,000. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
All right, 407-916-1041. That's how you call us. Text us easily at 77031. Find us on social, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can see all of our feature stuff. You can actually click right through to our YouTube channel and watch us do the program if you'd like. We have a chat room there as well. So if you're logged into the YouTube channel, we have a chat room in there so you can mix it up with some of the guys and girls who listen to the program on a daily basis. And your 3 o'clock keyword is deposit. DEPOSIT. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Deposit is your 3 o'clock keyword. And remember, guys,
this is it.
We have, after this word, 7 more words for our show. But tomorrow is the final day for this wave of $1,000 giveaways. We haven't done poorly. I think we have 7 or 6, Jack.
6 for the station.
6 for the station right now for WTKS. That's pretty darn good.
That's awesome.
But we could add
That's
more.
4 for the Jim Colbert.
Yeah, we could add more, though.
Thank you, Jack.
Deposit is your 3 o'clock keyword. Good luck there.
The 4 for Jim Colbert Show is the number that matters.
You guys doing okay today?
Oh, my goodness.
Anybody want to come into work today?
No.
Yeah. The weather is almost too good outside.
No, it's not almost.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good. It's a calm before the storm because, oddly enough, and I know you have this in news, you were ganking about some updates, but it's really the story that's dominating Central Florida right now, even post-election, with all of the hubbub going on with all that stuff. The idea that we could get a hurricane the week before Thanksgiving is just simply unheard of.
It is,
It's
but
just a conversation we've never even had before.
but there is some good news.
Oh, there is?
There is some good news.
Oh, I haven't heard the good news today.
Yeah, there is some good news.
Because all the model tracks I saw, all the spaghettis hate us.
Well, it does still show something coming here.
Yeah.
But the good news is that it's expected to really interact with Honduras and then the Yucatan Peninsula. And some of the forecast tracks that I saw right before I left home to come in today show barely anything existing of that storm by the time it emerges into the Gulf.
Really?
So hopefully,
Oh, that's great news.
hopefully what we could be facing next Wednesday and Thursday is just a whole lot of rain.
Just a smattering of rain.
Just rain, but
Good.
none of the wind, none of the storm surge, none of those usual concerns because so many people still have, debris piles outside their home and floodwaters.
You say whole lot of rain. He translates to smattering.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm an optimist, Jack. I know I don't get that very often, but I am a pure optimist.
But maybe smattering is appropriate compared to the hurricane we were
Yes.
looking at 24 hours earlier.
But I mean, if you're still one of those communities like, Jimmy, you just mentioned yesterday, there's a community out, I think in Volusia County, that was recently told, fix your homes or get out.
Yeah, because, we can't. The insurance company's not going to pay for them. It costs too much.
And the water still hasn't, for a lot of places, really receded. Right. So any rainfall is still going to be a problem for some folks. But the good news, hopefully, we, of course, have to wait and see. We won't be facing a hurricane.
I drove through a neighborhood today where I never even considered that there was even a remote flooding process or possibility in this neighborhood. And as I was driving through it, I looked to the right and left at a couple places, and the ponds, the normal ponds, not even a collection pond, not a retention pond. These are just naturally occurring ponds. Were still up to the brim, and it seems like if you spit in it, it would overflow. It's just like that's exactly. I'm not kidding. Like an afternoon rainstorm here in Central Florida would easily put those things over the edge, and that's everywhere. That was actually a number of places I drove around today. Another neighborhood I was in today, up in Altamont Springs, talking to my kids. We were talking about the storm coming, and it was like, God, man, I don't know if we can take another one. It seemingly knocked like 1 out of 5 trees down in this neighborhood as it come ripping through there. So, people just aren't even ready to think about anything like that. We're still decompressing from the ones we dealt with earlier.
Because, again, if this does become or maintains being a named storm, it will be the 4th one to hit our Gulf Coast just this year.
Unbelievable, man.
Those poor folks have a real serious case of PTSD just from getting pachoo.
But that's the one thing we learned back 20 years ago with Charlie and then the subsequent storms of Francis and Jean.
Yeah.
Is Charlie took most of the trees out. And so when Jean and Francis, maybe stronger storms or bigger storms, they didn't do as much tree damage because of Charlie kind of got...
They cleaned it out.
Cleaned it out for him.
Well, that's a theory, but that was 20 years ago, right? That's when we were talking to Alan Harris from Seminole County FEMA, and he was basically saying, yeah, that's great, but you got to remember that seems like it's yesterday for us because it was so destructive, and it's such an indelible memory, kind of burned into our brains, but that was still 20 years ago.
That's 20 years of tree growth.
That's 20 years of growth and 20 years of aging. So that's the thing I remember that he said. He goes, it's not that it's the new growth. Those trees are strong. It's the stuff that's been there for years, and it's 20 more years on those root systems, 20 more years of, being weathered and just kind of going through the dying process. So I think that Jack could be right in the sense that these last two, Helene and Milton, did kind of cull some of those weak trees out. And if we do get a wind event, maybe it won't be as destructive as we've seen in the past.
Yeah, but again, I do want to caution everyone. This is before, it literally just got its name this afternoon.
Right,
so everything is still a wait and see approach, but at least it looks like the models are taking a little bit of that scary, what we were talking yesterday, and tamped it down a little bit.
I can't imagine a name that is a Hall & Oates song could do damage to anything.
I'd like to think that too.
Look, here's the thing.
Maneater?
I'm sitting right here.
Sarah.
Oh.
That's a sweet Hall & Oates
it is.
I can't imagine a song with such a sweet name could do so much damage. I don't know a bad Sarah. Sarah's not your Karen, so I think Sarah is a solid American woman.
Nice and subdued.
That's right.
Just like this song. Maybe she could ride in on Hall & Oates.
That would be great.
Then we would just get a smattering, a light rain on the tin roof.
How can a storm with this song as its name be destructive? This is yacht rock.
This is.
It most certainly is.
Oh, baby, listen.
Sarah's Smile.
That's
by
right.
Hall
There
&
we
Oates.
go.
It's about an ex-girlfriend of his, I believe.
Wow.
Maybe his wife. I don't know.
Let's just hope it's not about a hurricane.
Yeah, I think the woman's actually famous too. I don't think it was just a rando. I think there's somebody behind that name. I could be wrong, though. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Did you see the SAT scores from this year?
Just a little bit.
So if you'll remember when the pandemic hit, one of the things that about a year out of that thing that we started talking about after all the homeschooling was we were going to be interested to see in 4 or 5 years where the SAT scores and where education was because of the kids who had become acclimated to either doing homeschooling or being homeschooled and not doing it, or education becoming a secondary thing in their life, secondary to the virus or whatever. And we were right. I mean, it's not good. The SAT scores have now dropped for the third year in a row, this time by like 18 points. That's right. According to the latest data from the College Board, statewide average is 948 out of 1,600. That's an 18-point drop from last year, marking the third year in a row that SAT scores have declined. And I have to tell you, when I kind of started looking at the information when it started coming out about 2 years ago, if I remember right, I was like, I want to sit down and pay attention to this because at one point we're going to have to talk about it. And you started to look at it, you could see what was happening. I mean, it really wasn't that difficult to put together. You just kind of wondered how long it would take for our education system to just kind of bounce back and reacclimate to the kids into a regular learning process, right? Not this homeschooling crap, no hybrid version of that, none of that. In class, in front of teachers, going through the curriculum, doing the homework, getting the studies taken care of.
You mean not just counting on children to wake up on time and dutifully sit in front of their computer for 6 to 8 hours a day?
And then pay attention only to school and they had nobody really doing it for them? Yeah, that. It says, as for the main subject areas, the College Board said just 53% of test takers are considered, quote, college ready in reading or writing. That's down 5 percentage points. In math, only 26%. Only 26%, 1 out of 4 test takers will qualify to be college ready.
I am not surprised.
That is, I got to tell you guys, that's a startling amount. That's startling. I mean, when you talk about us as Americans, and we were supposed to have one of the best education systems, one of the best funded systems in not the civilized world. I shouldn't say that's a weird way to say it, but in economically diverse communities, this should not be happening ever, even post-pandemic. Like, the education system should be able to kind of pick back up and at least kind of kick this thing back in, but it's not doing it. Matter of fact, they're dropping even more 3 years after. You figured 3 years they would be able to reinstitute those organizations that kind of solidify study habits into kids and test-taking habits into kids. It's not happening.
No.
It's not happening. The college readiness benchmark is considered to be 75% chance of a student earning a C or higher in the first semester. So these people aren't even, like that 53%, they don't even think they can get C's. We're not talking about people going in and excelling in STEM programs, engineering, math, science, and things of that nature. They can't make a C in reading. They can't make a C in reading and writing. Basic human communication. They can't figure that out. So very interesting. One of the 229,000 students from Florida took the SAT. About 100,000 of them designated that their score reports were sent to public and private institutions. So some of them weren't even sent because the scores were did not qualify. More than half did not qualify to even be sent to a college to be considered for a college degree. And again, in my world, I believe that you don't need a degree to get a great job. This is not even the point.
Right, no.
The point is,
you still want to be able to balance your checkbook.
Well, an education so that you can go out into the workforce and at least have some opportunities. And it's not just physical labor for you. You're able to apply a skill set that's maybe a hybrid of your physical labor and education, i.e., higher level construction jobs, engineering jobs of that nature. Doesn't look like it's going to be happening. And you look at these scores from each college, and it's pretty interesting. I wonder how long it's going to take them to turn it around, but we'll obviously keep an eye on that. All right, 407-916-1041. Deb, got some news for us?
Yeah, like we were just talking about, Tropical Storm Sarah has formed. Florida files a lawsuit against a FEMA worker, and when you shouldn't, use a bear costume.
What?
Yeah, good. I'm glad you don't know the story, Jack. No? All right. Well, good. I'm going to fill you in on that and more coming up next during JCS News.
You got it. Don't forget, deposit is your 3 o'clock keyword, guys. DEPOSIT. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James Miguel and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Looking at slow traffic in the usual spots this afternoon on I-4 for those traveling east and westbound between the Beach Line and 535, as well as between the Greenway exit and the 429. Right now, traffic is up to speed for those who need to take the Beach Line and the Greenway itself this afternoon. No major delays to report on the 408. If you run into traffic problems, make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. If you ask anybody who's experienced LASIK surgery, they'll certainly tell you it's the best decision they ever made. More often, they'll just add, probably should have done this way sooner in my life. And if you're sitting out there right now, you're listening to me, and you have glasses on, you have contacts in, and you would really not have either one of those, you do have options, and the Filatowski Eye Institute is one of those options, even more so now because they're offering free LASIK consultations. That's right. You can just slide right into their office, get a consultation, and find out what they can do for you. Find out where your eyes are. And it's easy to make your appointment. Simply text 1041 to 868686. That way you can start your journey to better vision. Do that with the Filatowski Eye Institute. If you're worried about their experience, don't. They're one of the OGs in town when it comes to LASIK procedures. 65,000 of those surgeries under their belt. They use the latest state-of-the-art tech. Of course, that gets you the best results every single time. And if finances is a concern, do not sweat that either. They got you covered. 24-month interest-free financing is available. So just take the time to make this appointment. Very, very important, guys. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Sponsored by the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home at thenickley.com.
Excuse me? What happened to my grocery store?
This is your grocery store.
No, this is
a farmer's market?
Yes.
Well, sure. Any grocery store is like a farmer's market when you shop fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida produce is locally grown by Florida farmers and always sold in season at the peak of freshness.
Well, that's a fresh new way to shop.
Fresh from Florida brings the farmer's market to wherever you buy groceries. Look for our logo or ask for Fresh from Florida.
It's International Diamond Center's biggest and last store-wide sale of the year. Save up to 20% on virtually everything or get 3 years interest-free financing. Incredible savings November 15th, 16th, and 17th. Only at International Diamond Center.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Premier Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
So you want to be my client. You think you deserve fair compensation for your injuries. Well, you got to call me. Can't just keep listening forever. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Eyes Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacin-capted Pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Jay, why is auto insurance so expensive? I need to get insured, but I need a better solution.
Vic, you should call Acceptance. Acceptance had better rates, better options, and better customer service than my previous company. Acceptance was just better. They did all the work comparing different plans and found me the best payment options that fit my budget.
Really? Do you have their number?
800-606-7049. 800-606-7049.
Why pay more? Acceptance Insurance has offices in your neighborhood, and one call to Acceptance could save you up to 30% on your car insurance. 800-606-7049. Let Acceptance work better for you. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049. Acceptance Insurance. We shop, you save. Restrictions apply based on a Q1 2024 study of Acceptance Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number L012994.
Proud to be a donation site for Toys for Tots.
Hey, this is Kyle Brandt. You're busy. I'm busy. But every single Monday, we take 10 minutes to dish out 10 takes. NFL, life, whatever, but never more than 10 minutes. It's 10 takes with Kyle Brandt. Driving home from work? You got time for 10 takes. Taking a smoke break? You still smoke? You got time for 10 takes.
Listen to 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt and start listening.
Used cars under $9,000. Click OrlandoNissan.com now.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. This is the Jim Colbert Show. Take us with you for free on the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, Colbert crew. I was thinking about that damaged stadium roof over in St. Pete. Why don't y'all just hire some rednecks? They'll have it fixed at a fraction of the cost.
Right.
Granted, you might not be able to find any beach umbrellas or zip ties in the state of Florida for a while.
That's great, buddy.
You know, guaranteed the stadium will be open by the weekend.
That's great.
And you might even be able to enjoy a fresh glass of dome shine with your entertainment. Just a thought.
Thanks, buddy. That's a good one.
We actually have a story about about the trop coming up.
That's funny. I thought a good joke would be to call that Blue Roof Company and say that we got something for you over in St. Pete. Yeah.
Get the Army Corps of Engineers.
Yeah, exactly.
Covering that, baby.
Operation Blue Roof. The
It's
Rays
free,
need
right?
you.
You said free, player. Let's
It
get
is free.
Let's
Today's
get
the deadline. Come on. Come on, baseball team. What you waiting for?
I got these moonshine swollen necks over here ready to go.
Let's do
it.
this.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Deposit is your 3 o'clock keyword, DEPOSIT. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack is right over there, and Deb has your news.
It's time for JCS News.
Wow, does this guy got to put his name on everything?
It's
in my contract, dude.
Here's the news on the Jim Colbert Show.
And as always, and gratefully, JCS News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Give him a listen Saturday when he's host of the Home Loans Radio Show.
Okay, I will.
Tropical Storm Sarah is expected to linger over the Honduras-Belize area into early next week, potentially causing catastrophic flash floods and mudslides. Where it goes after it emerges from the Yucatan Peninsula remains a bit of a mystery.
But latest trends have it moving further west, and at this time it poses no threat to South Florida.
National Weather Service meteorologist Ana Torres Vasquez says what we can look forward to is a cold front pushing through Florida tomorrow night. If you're going to be planning to go to the beaches this weekend, be aware rip current risks are going to continue through the weekend with slight flooding possible with king tides. And of course, we'll know more as Sarah emerges into the Gulf of Mexico. Wednesday and Thursday of next week are expected to be our weather impact days. Let's hope it's rain, although not many folks in Central Florida can handle much more rain as it is.
Yeah.
To that end, some Volusia County residents have said F this they're taking matters into their own hands when it comes to emergency response. A group of Edgewater volunteers are working with FEMA to create a program that will help them learn fire safety, basic medical operations, and light search and rescue tactics. The initiative, known as CERT, has already been sponsored by the city fire department. The group is going to start applying for grants to help buy needed equipment. Once training is complete and background checks are done, the volunteers will be able to assist in natural disaster response and mass casualty events throughout the community.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Like I just said, we do have a story about the Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays will play their 2025 regular season games at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa.
Yeah.
That is the spring training home of, you may have heard of them, the New York Yankees.
Let's go.
This guy. This guy. About
skipped over by FEMA workers or treated unfairly, to contact his office. Governor Ron DeSantis is congratulating the Floridians being appointed to key positions in the Trump administration. The president-elect nominated Senator Marco Rubio to be Secretary of State and Representatives Matt Gaetz and Mike Waltz as Attorney General and National Security Advisor, respectively. In a social media post, DeSantis says he's instructed Florida Secretary of State Cord Byrd to formulate and announce a schedule for the special elections needed to fill the Gaetz and Waltz congressional seats. The governor will pick Rubio's Senate replacement. Meanwhile, senators are reacting to Trump's nomination of Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz for Attorney General.
It's been fun.
Florida Republican Senator Marco Rubio, again Trump's nominee for Secretary of State, says he believes Gaetz will do a good job as Attorney General if he's confirmed.
Presidents are entitled to have the people that they want in these key positions to carry out the mandate that's been delivered to him by the voters of the United States.
Now, just hours after being tapped for the Attorney General nomination, Gaetz submitted his immediate resignation from the House. That resignation means the House Ethics Committee investigating Gaetz over allegations of sexual misconduct and illicit drug use will no longer have the ability to continue its probe, which was reportedly in its final stages.
Supposed to release it tomorrow.
Speaker Mike Johnson says the move could allow Florida voters to pick a replacement before the new Congress begins.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick. That guy never argued a case. This guy never argued a case in front of a jury.
I don't think that's what it's about.
Oh, I know it's not what it's about, but I mean, the Attorney General should have an idea, right? He's never argued a case in front of a jury or a judge.
I know, I remember from January 6th watching the news that night, he emailed fundraisers based on the events of January 6th.
He does fundraising.
Before the election was certified.
Yeah. Yep. That's a
Well,
pretty,
we got
that's
a Fox News host as Secretary of Defense, so come on, kids.
I can deal with that one 100 times because he's got military experience. You
Yeah.
can say that. This guy literally has zero law experience. He worked for a law firm for a small period of time and actually even lost his ability to argue because he didn't pay his fees. He got banned from the bar because he didn't pay his fees. He had to get him reinitiated. That's the Attorney General. Never argued a case in front of a jury.
A coin toss could decide the winner of an election in Brevard County. 4 of 5 seats on the West Melbourne City Council have been decided, but Stephen Frampus and Adam Gaffney are tied for the 5th seat after 2 recounts yesterday.
Wow, really?
The election supervisor is waiting on overseas ballots that could arrive by Friday's certification deadline. If the race is still tied, the city charter calls for lots to be drawn to determine a winner. The election supervisor tells Spectrum News 13 that means a coin toss.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's not uncommon
It's
in
really not.
smaller races that are this
Wow.
close. But it was 2 votes.
Should be a foot
2
race.
votes.
It's a 2-vote separating.
Literally 2 votes.
A foot race or maybe a shooting contest, something like that, maybe?
Rope climbing.
Yeah.
Anything like
All
that.
the stuff you hated in gym class.
A little parkour.
Something to just prove.
Tug of war.
Well, closer to home, the man in charge of elections in Orange County could be in legal trouble. Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings said yesterday the county may sue election supervisor Glenn Gilzine. Demings is upset that Gilzine is using $4 million from his budget to start college scholarships. At one time, did have his name on them, but after he faced a little bit of backlash on that, Gilzine took his name off of the scholarships that were also meant to retrain election workers who need new jobs. Now, Gilzine says the money came from excess funds, but Demings says Gilzine should have returned that money to the county. Deming says he's going to have discussions with county commissioners to see if litigation is necessary to recover those funds. I can't imagine what Orange County could do with $4 million.
Yeah, nothing. Everything's fine.
An Orlando arts venue is closing. Orlando Fringe announced yesterday it's closing Fringe Art Space by the end of February. The board of directors, downtown Orlando
on
spot.
Church Street.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
so
good.
they had the
They probably have a
permanent
tenant.
facility.
Right.
Yeah.
They probably found a tenant.
Maybe.
No.
That used to be like a restaurant there.
Well, the board of directors says they continue to face overwhelming challenges like the cost of maintaining an aging facility. If you remember, the art space had flooded during Hurricane Milton, so they had water damage on top of everything else. And then the governor cutting all arts funding. They also cite low box office revenue.
Yeah.
Orlando Fringe says it's deeply saddened by the impact the closure is going to have on artists, audiences, staff, and the community. Now, the Orlando Fringe Festival will continue, though. Officials say they deeply believe the spirit of creativity and collaboration that defined Fringe Art Space will continue to thrive as they enter a new chapter.
I will tell you, I saw 2 shows in that venue, and it wasn't a good venue. So really, it probably is a blessing in disguise. They probably need to find something that's a little closer. It's hard to get to. The parking is difficult, and the shows are really small. So, if you're going to go downtown and you're going to spend time to park and do it, you want the show to be a little bit more, a bigger show. I mean, you could do that for Dr. Phillips or any of the other performing areas, but that space was really difficult to get to for a show that's going to be, going to be 50 people. Now, just my opinion.
I disagree with 2/3 of that.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
The parking was actually convenient if you knew to use the SunTrust parking garage that you come in behind it, and then you could walk right to the facility. But you're right, Jimmy, it is small. I saw a great show there. It was my daughter's friend show.
Oh, wow.
But you're right, it was a smaller theater.
And it's weird. They just built out a space with some makeshift kind of benches and stuff. It really didn't feel
weird
like,
angles on the building. It just with the architecture, because that's by where the bridge is going over Church Street.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it was just the way they used that space was just interesting.
They'll find something else.
All right, Flagler County Police are asking for the community's help after they found a large amount of human blood in a park bathroom.
Yeah.
The sheriff's office says deputies were conducting a security check when they made the discovery at Hidden Trails Park in Bunnell on Monday. Police K-9 helped search the area inside the Daytona North neighborhood, but no victims were found. Sheriff Rick Staley says his agency is actively investigating the situation. So they're asking anyone with information who may have seen something near Hidden Trails Park on Monday, maybe a strange vehicle, maybe you just saw something and it doesn't sit with you right. You're asked to contact law enforcement or Crime Stoppers, where, of course, more importantly, you can remain anonymous and still give the information needed.
Bunnell, super small area, super small city. Probably
Somebody's got to know something.
Probably 4,000 or 5,000 people. It's like a mining town. You can drive in and out of it on US 1 in no time at all.
Yes.
There's no way somebody doesn't know who did this.
Or where the person
or
is.
where they are, or there's no question they had to be in that area there. The people in that area don't leave very often,
right.
So it's unique.
It's and that's what makes it such a unique story, because it's kind of a sleepy little. You don't expect to see that in a bathroom up in Bunnell.
That's a place you drive through on the way to somewhere else.
St. Augustine,
right? Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Anywhere,
All right, we've talked about romance scams before, but this is the sad result of them. A Minnesota man is accused of using an internet romance scam to steal $100,000 from a Bradenton widower. Police say Benjamin Yaka posed as a woman named Julia and communicated with the 77-year-old victim for months on Facebook Messenger. Julia, as is always the case with these situations, claimed she owed money to a man and convinced the victim to send cash, money orders, and cashier checks to help her relocate to Florida. Thankfully, the victim's children learned of the alleged relationship and contacted the Elder Fraud Unit. Police believe Yaka has victims in other states as well.
Sure thing.
Just so sad. 77 years old. That's the money he's probably going to live on the rest of his life.
100%, yep. And it's gone. Trust me, it's gone. There's no question.
And now his children are victims of this, because now the whole family has to come together and help to figure out how to take care of what this $100,000 was supposed to do.
Wow.
And you can't get it out of your good friend Yaka.
Yeah, he's not going to have it. I mean, those people don't do that so they can go buy investment properties.
Right, exactly. Exactly. All right, another batch of Starlink satellites is now in orbit thanks to a successful mission from Central Florida. SpaceX launched a Falcon 9 rocket carrying another 24 of the internet satellites this morning from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station.
Woo, good. We needed those.
Yeah.
I watched it from my driveway.
Did you really?
It's a bit bright. Not as it's always cooler at night.
Yeah, I know. When it lights up the sky.
And there was no light wash last night. It was really clear.
Yeah.
What time was it this morning? I remember seeing
I think it was 12:21 or so.
Okay, I remember seeing the push notification.
What were you doing up?
Oh no! Earlier, 9:21.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No, 8:21.
No, really?
I think it was 21 past the top of the hour.
There you go. Perfect.
I'm not sure which hour though.
The mission marked the 18th flight for the rocket's first stage booster, which was recovered on a drone ship called Just Read the Directions in the Atlantic Ocean. I love the name SpaceX give their drone ships. SpaceX is behind all but 5 of the 79 launches from Florida's Space Coast this year. All right, some of the biggest stars in Latin music are descending on the Kaseya Center tonight for the 25th Annual Latin Grammy Awards. Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava says this marks the 3rd time the Magic City has hosted the event.
It is not just the event itself. It's a whole week of celebration. We have people coming from all over the world. We are the capital of Latin music, and this is just the proof.
The event is expected to bring at least $50 million into the local economy and thousands of jobs. Nominated artists include producer and songwriter Edgar Barrera, along with Karol G and Bad Bunny.
Karol G is a monster, by the way. I told you when we were in New York, they literally shut down an entire block of that city because she was going to perform for, like, on the streets for something. I forget what it was. It was a heritage, some type of heritage event or whatever. And I'm telling you, everybody walking by us was talking about Karol G coming into town.
Sold out MetLife Stadium across the river there 3 nights in a row.
Dude, she is a monster.
Whoa.
A monster.
Well, there you have it. If you're down in Miami this week, over this weekend, you might be able to see her perform.
Like, she's probably the biggest act in Latina music right now. It used to be Bad Bunny, and he's still a gigantic performer. But if you ask anybody, Karol G that's the game right now.
That's where you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is what you don't do. You have to give them points for creativity.
We only have a minute.
All right.
Because I don't need to do a lot of things, but go ahead, hit me.
4 people are under arrest in the Los Angeles area. Points for creativity, but they attempted insurance fraud by saying a bear damaged their cars when instead it was a person in a bear costume.
Like insurance fraud thing?
Yeah.
Wow, really?
The suspect said in January that a bear got into their 2010 Rolls-Royce Ghost
The one they're 10 payments behind on? I bet he did.
And damaged the interior, giving video of the incident as well.
Wow.
Now, the Department of Insurance reviewed the footage, saying they knew right away it was actually a human being. Probably the fact it was walking on two legs was a sign.
This bear's got a gold tooth.
Upon investigating,
How was someone
because this
intelligent
happens.
enough to get a Rolls Royce, dumb enough to do this?
Jack, there is video of this that will show this damn bear, air quotes, walking around. Now, upon investigating, well, again, the Department of Insurance reviewed the footage, saying they knew right away it was actually a human being. Upon investigating, the department found that 2 other claims had been filed to different insurance companies with the same location and date. A search warrant was executed where officials found the bear costume in a suspect's home. Dude, that's the first thing you ditch, man.
That's right. Burn that thing. What are you? Burn it.
Claims were paid out, totaling over.
Well, I think one seat in a Rolls Royce is like 20 grand.
If you're watching our YouTube feed right now, Jack has what the bear costume actually looks like.
It's so bad.
So
I'll go. God, those cars are 380 grand. The interior. I'll go $75,000.
I'm going to guess $142,000.
Because
Jack's looking at the story like a douchebag.
It's on the screen in front of your face.
Give
You're the
yourself
worst.
a buzzer, Jack.
Jack even highlighted it so he could cheat better. What a dick.
I highlighted it for you.
What a dick.
I did it for you.
You did not do it for me, you
But
loser.
Listen, if you guys get a chance, check it out. Have you ever seen video of when an actual bear gets inside of a car?
They look, but the thing, that's probably why he did it, because like this isn't that uncommon.
No, but dude,
they F it up.
Exactly.
I mean, they act like the interior did something to them. They completely destroy it.
In this case, you've got an idiot walking on 2 legs, and it looks like he used a couple of barbecue tongs to put some very nice scratches just into the leather. No torn leather, nothing really. But hey, points for creativity, right?
Yeah.
There it is. There's the video.
Check it out. Check out that video.
Oh, come on.
That's exactly
Come on.
Bear costume.
Who is that? I'm with Jack. Who's that dumb where you can afford a $400,000 car and you think you're going to tear it apart with a bear costume to get an insurance settlement? Oh, my God.
The thing to remember is that there were 2 different insurance companies that did pay the claims. So apparently they fell for the footage because...
And why is it lit inside the car? Almost like a movie scene where they...
Because the door's open.
The interior lights.
Okay.
They should have thought to turn that bad boy off. He's going to open the door like a proper bear.
Right, exactly. Because bears use fobs.
Exactly. Beep, beep. And that concludes your JCS News.
All right, 407-916-1041. Deposit is your 3 o'clock keyword, DEPOSIT. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. You know what America needs, Deborah? A fried chicken war. I'll tell you about it next.
Great.
Real Radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Which would you rather do for $50 million? Fight Mike Tyson for real?
Where he fights you for real?
Or 3 wieners?
The 3 wieners.
Oh, yeah. I'll take 3
Mike Tyson will kill you.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Good morning, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm TV